Welcome to the Wolf's Den and another action figure review. Today we are taking a look at the 6-inch Marvel Legends Rocket and Groot figures from the Mantis Build-A-Figure wave. And since Rocket and Groot are smaller characters, especially Groot in this series because it's the movie Groot, so he's just a baby, it was nice for Hasbro to include the whole upper torso for Mantis, just to make this whole package more worthwhile, because as it was, there's not a whole lot of value in just Rocket and Groot themselves. So let's take these characters out of the package and get a closer look at them. And here we have Rocket removed from the packaging, so let's take a look at his articulation. His head does rotate all the way around. There is no up or down movement, however. His arms rise to the side about that far, and then there is full rotation at the shoulders. He's got a single joint at the elbow, and that does rotate also. And his wrists also rotate. On his torso, he does have a joint, so he can rotate all the way around, and he can rock little ways to both sides there, and then a little bit forward and a little bit backward, but not very far. His legs rise to the side, pretty close to 90 degrees, and then forward again pretty close to 90 degrees. He does have a thigh swivel there, a single jointed knee, and his feet also rotate. And lastly, he does have a tail which can rock up and down, and it can rotate all the way around. So that is Rocket's articulation. Groot has no articulation. Rocket is a pretty tiny figure. He's about 3 inches tall, but they did pack a lot of nice detail into a small package here. They did a nice job in highlighting his fur, kind of giving it some different shading here, like on the arms. They did a pretty good job painting the face. There's a few areas it looks like they missed, but other than that, it's got the different tones. It's a very, very good paint job on the face. Got his teeth all in there, and his nose and his eyes are looking really good there. So I think they did a nice job on the paints. And just the overall sculpting is nice. They did a good job with the fur texture here. And all his little belts and buckles are sculpted in and painted well. Yeah, really nice job overall. And Rocket does come with a second head, which again has a very nice paint job. It's kind of like his angry face. His mouth is wide open, is baring his fangs there. And to put that on, you just pop his head off. Simple as that. And then peg that in. And now you have Angry Rocket. And then Rocket does come with 2 little guns here. Really nicely sculpted guns. And they've got a nice kind of gunmetal color to them, so they look really nice, and then they fit into his hands quite easily. So not a whole lot of issues getting them into his hands, and he holds on to them well. And then lastly, We have little baby Groot in his little red outfit that they had him in when he was captured. But still, they took the time to, do some nice paint apps on there. You can see kind of like the gold zipper there. His eyes look pretty nice. He's even got kind of a green tint on the top of his head here. So even though there's not much to little Groot here, they still did a nice job in sculpting him. Alright, now on to my final thoughts. Rocket and Groot are two nice little figures. I know Groot really isn't much of a figure. He's almost kind of like just an accessory because he's not even really an inch tall and no articulation. But they did a nice job in his sculpting and the paint apps on him. So even though he's not much of a figure, he still will fit well in with the rest of your Guardians of the Galaxy figures as a little baby Groot. Rocket, they did a really nice job on. The paint apps are pretty nice overall. Not that bad. Not excellent, but not that bad. So they did a pretty good job on that. The fact that he comes with two heads is also kind of cool. And his articulation is really good, better than you'd almost expected it to be for a figure that's about 3 inches tall. Other than that, the biggest negative, I guess, with the figures is that they are so small and there isn't a whole lot to them. It's almost hard to justify the $20 price tag that you'd have to pay to get them. As I mentioned in the opening, you get the full Mantis torso, so that kind of justifies it a little bit. You're getting most of another figure with it, but you still have to buy all the rest of the parts to finish that figure. So if you don't want Mantis, then you got to hope to recoup some of your money by selling her or trading her off or whatever. So that's the only real negative, is that they almost don't feel worth it, but they did do a nice job for what these figures are. With that, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope to see you soon for another action figure review. Until then, thanks for watching.